Hello students, so in this series of important question for class 12th board, we are discussing important questions. So in this video we'll discuss few important questions. And if you are liking my efforts, then please like, comment and subscribe to my YouTube channel. Okay, so we'll start with this question. 26. Find the interval in which the function f given by fx is strictly decreasing. Correct? It is saying that function is strictly decreasing and function is given as fx is equal to x square minus 4x plus 6. Correct? So we have to check that function is strictly in decreasing or increasing. So how we can check? First we'll find derivative of f, that is f dash x. So derivative of fx will be x square derivative is 2x and minus 4x derivative will be 4. I will write directly, okay? Okay. So now we have to check that a strictly decreasing or strictly increasing. So what is the concept for a strictly decreasing and increasing? If a function is strictly decreasing, it means f dash x will be less than 0. Correct? And if it is saying increasing, then for increasing it will be greater than 0. Correct? Okay. So f dash x means on some point the function value for f dash x will be less than 0 and will be greater than 0 for increasing. Okay. So we'll check this. How we'll check this? First we need to find a point. So first we'll find a point. Point means x value. Correct? So first I will equate this f dash x as 0. So if f dash x is 0, then it means f dash x means 2x minus 4. So 2x minus 4 is 0. And if 2x minus 4 is 0, it means 2x is equal to 4. It means x is equal to 2. So in this way I got a point x equal to 2. X equal to 2 point we got. Okay, so I am writing here x equal to 2. This point we got. Now using this point I will check that function is strictly increasing or decreasing. This is our real axis, infinity, minus infinity, and this point I will take 2. Correct? Okay. Now since point we got 2, so I will check for right side to this point and left side to this point. Means I will check for x is greater than 2. If x is greater than 2, then what is the f dash x value? I will check f dash x value. So how you can check this? Obviously if you will take any point, then only you can check that f dash x value is greater than 0 or less than 0. Correct? Okay. So how we can check? You can take any point, any simple point. So right side to 2, what one point you can take as 3. Correct? You can take one point as 3. Correct? So check for this 3, that f dash x is greater or lesser. So if I will check for f dash x, x means 3. So f dash 3 will be using this definition, 2 into 3 minus 4. So 2 into 3 means 6, 6 minus 4 means 2. So obviously 2 is positive value. So this side you will get f dash x as greater than 0. Correct? Right side to this 2. Correct? When x is greater than 2, then f dash x will be greater than 0. I already checked by taking any point. And similarly I will check for left side. I will check for left side. Left side means I will check for if x is less than 2. I am checking with respect to this point. Correct? So x is less than 2. Then what will be the function f dash x value? So I will check f dash x value, it is positive or negative. So again, if I am checking for this side, then I will take any smaller value than 2. So I can take 1. 1 will be this side. Correct? 1, 0, anything you can take. Okay, you can take 0 also. Correct? You can take minus 1 also. I am taking 1 because 1 will be this side. Correct? So I will check for 1. So now I will check f dash 1. F dash 1. So f dash 1 using this definition. So f dash 1 means 2 into 1 minus 4 and 2 into 1 means 2. 2 minus 4 will be minus 2. So clearly minus 2 is negative value. So it means if x is less than 2, then f dash x value will get as less than 0. Correct? Less than 0. Now check. This was rough work, that's why I am erasing. Okay, that is rough work for checking purpose. Okay. So now I got that if x is greater than 2, then f dash x is greater than 0. If x is less than 2, then f dash x will be lesser than 0. And now we got that strictly increasing. So what I will write? I will write like this. Since f dash x is strictly decreasing, in question it is given that fx is strictly decreasing. So fx is strictly decreasing means then f dash x will be lesser than 0. Just now I explained, if decreasing then lesser than 0, increasing then greater than 0. Correct? So in which region f dash x is less than 0? In which region? So in f dash x is 0 if x is less than 2. X is less than 2 means x will lie between minus infinity to 2. X will lie between minus infinity to 2, and I will not take 2. I will not include 2 value. Why? Because it is telling us strictly decreasing. If it will tell that only decreasing, then I will use this closed interval. Okay, but here it has given that it is a strictly decreasing. A strictly decreasing means I will not include that point. This is the small difference. Okay. In this question, this is the answer for this question. This is the answer for this question. So I hope you understood. A strictly decreasing means a function will be strictly decreasing if f dash x is less than 0. So just I found the possible value of x in which f dash x is less than 0. So I found that x will be less than 2. Less than 2 means minus infinity to 2. Correct? Okay. Suppose here instead of this decreasing, question has given that strictly increasing. Strictly increasing. So what will change? Everything will be same till here. Just last step will change. Here you will write a strictly increasing, and for a strictly increasing f dash x will be greater than 0. F dash x will be greater than 0. And for which region f dash x value is greater than 0? So x is greater than 2. X is greater than 2 means x will lie between 2 to infinity. Okay. So any question they can ask you decreasing, strictly decreasing or strictly increasing. For both I explained the answer. So I hope you understood. Okay. Now we'll move to the next question. Next question is, find the interval in which y is equal to x square e to the power minus x is an increasing function. So same concept, just function got changed here. Here fx means y. Okay, fx means y. Fx you can write y also. Correct? So y is a function of x square e to the power minus x, and we have to check for increasing or decreasing. So what I will do, I will use the concept like y you can write fx also, no issue. Okay. So what I will do, I will find f dash x, because using derivative only we are finding that increasing or decreasing. Why? Because increasing means f dash x will be greater than 0. And for this condition I will find the possible value of x. That will be our answer. Okay, so this is the concept. Okay. Increasing, so f dash x will be greater than 0. Now first I will find f dash x. So f dash x will be, what will be f dash x? So we'll use u into v formula. So u into v formula means u as it is, and derivative of e to the power minus x. I am writing for you people one more step. Okay, but this is not required. If you are comfortable, you can do directly also. So u into derivative of v plus v as it is and derivative of u. Correct? Or f dash x will be x square and e to the power minus x derivative will be e to the power minus x. So using chain rule, e to the power minus x, and for minus x derivative will be minus 1. So I am writing minus here, correct? I hope you are comfortable with derivative now, okay? Because I explained many questions in the previous videos, okay? If you are not comfortable, then pick 1 or 2 videos I have made. You will go through those videos, 1 or 2 questions I explained in detail, so you can understand very easily, okay? So e to the power minus x and derivative of x square will be 2x, correct? So ultimately f dash x you will get as 2x, that term I am writing first, right term, minus x square e to the power minus x. Just I have exchanged the terms, that's it, or nothing else, okay? This term I wrote first and this second, correct? So this I got f dash x. In this way I got f dash x. If you are comfortable, then you can write directly also, okay? So this is our f dash x. Now increasing function means first we have to check. So for that I need a point. So what I will do, I will equate this f dash x as 0. So first I will equate this f dash x as 0. So if f dash x is 0, so if f dash x is 0, it means what is the f dash x value? 2x e to the power minus x, 2x e to the power minus x minus x square e to the power minus x, minus x square e to the power minus x is equal to 0. Now I will simplify this and I will get the value of x. So x into e to the power minus x I can take common. So this will be 2. This is common, na? X square is x, correct? X into e to the power x. X into e to the power minus x I took common. So first 2 and minus from second x, correct? So what value I will get? First I can equate this x as 0. So first value I will get x is equal to 0, or this e to the power minus x can be 0 also. So I will write or e to the power minus x is equal to 0, or this can be also 0, 2 minus x is 0. We are just simplifying, okay? So from this I will get x value as 0, and e to the power minus x will never be 0. E to the power something will always be greater than 0, okay? So this cannot be 0. This is not possible, okay? So if this is not possible, then 2 minus x is equal to 0. It means x value is 2. So x value I got as 0 or 2. So 2 value of x I got, 0 or 2. So for these 2 values I have to check, correct? So I hope this is clear till here. Okay. So from here I got x value as 0 or 2. So I will erase all the things, okay? Just I got the value of x as 0 or 2. So x value I got as 0 or 2. I wrote here. Now I have to check, and this is solution is lengthy, so this can come in 3 marks or 5 mark question also, okay? It is not necessary that it will come in 2 marks, okay? Increasing. So increasing means first I will make a real axis. So this is infinity, this is minus infinity, and I will plot these 2 points 0 and 2 here, correct? Now I will check. I will get 3 reasons. Either x is greater than 2, correct? And for this reason x will be between 0 to 2. X will be between 0 to 2. 3 reason will be there, no? Correct? This reason, between this, correct? Between this and this will be this side. X is less than 0, correct? So these 3 reasons. For this 3 reasons I will check that for which region x is greater than 0, x is less than 0, or what, okay? So I will check. First I am checking for this reason, x is greater than 2. So in the same way I will take x value as any value as 3, correct? Any value I will check for 3. So I will check for f dash, this is rough work, f dash 3. So f dash 3 means what was f dash x? F dash x was this value, okay? So just put the value f dash 3. I am finding here only. This will be easy for me. This is rough work, f dash 3, right side. So f dash 3 will be, I will put 2 into 3 into e to the power 2 into 3, 6. I am writing directly 2 3 is 6, e to the power minus 3. I am putting the x value as 3 in this because this is f dash x, minus 3 square. 3 square is 9, and e to the power minus 3. Correct? So if you will see 6 into e to the power minus 3 minus 9 into e to the power minus 3. E to the power minus 3 you will take common, then you will get minus 3 into e to the power minus 3. And just now I told that e to the power anything will be greater than 0. So this value will be greater than 0. So if this is greater than 0, and then minus 3 into positive value. So negative into positive will be negative always. Correct? So this f dash 3 you will get as negative. Negative means less than 0. Correct? So f dash 3 I will get less than 0. So if x value is greater than 2, then I am getting f dash x as less than 0. Okay? So I hope you understood. Correct? Just I am taking for any value. Like for this reason I took any point 3 and I am checking for that 3 that f dash x is positive or negative, and I found that it is negative. Just you have to take care here that e to the power minus 3, e to the power anything will be greater than 0. Okay? This you have to remember. Okay. So for this reason we got as less than 0. Now I will check for 0 to 2. So between 0 to 2 is, what is the easy value? Easy value you can take as 1. 1 will be easy value. Correct? So if I will take for 1, then similarly I will check for this point that f dash x is negative or positive. So now I will check for f dash 1. F dash 1. So f dash 1. So f dash 1 will be, I will put x value as 1 in this. So 2 into 1 will be 2. 2 into e to the power minus 1 minus x square. X square means 1 square. 1 square will be 1 only, and e to the power minus 1. So I can write e to the power minus 1. Correct? And 2 into e to the power minus 1. So e to the power minus 1 you will take common, then 2 minus 1 will be 1. It means you will get e to the power minus 1. And just now I told that e to the power anything will be greater than 0 positive. So it means f dash 1 is nothing but greater than 0, positive value. Positive value means f dash x for this reason is, f dash x for this reason is positive, greater than 0. So for 2 I checked. Correct? Now I will check for third one. So for third reason means x is less than 0. X is less than 0. Take any value. I am taking a simple value as minus 1. Correct? So for this value I will check. Means I will check for f dash minus 1. F dash minus 1. So now I will check f dash minus 1. F dash minus 1. Just you have to take for one value. That's it. So minus 1 means in this I will put x as minus 1. So 2 into minus 1 will be minus 2 and e to the power minus x. So minus x will be, x is minus 1. So minus x will be 1. So e to the power 1. E to the power 1 and minus 1 square will be minus 1 square. So minus 1 square will be plus 1. Minus square will be plus and 1 square will be 1. So plus 1. Correct? So plus 1 into e to the power 1. Plus 1 into e to the power 1 means e to the power 1. Correct? And e to the power 1 you will take common, then minus 2 and minus 1 will be minus 3 into e to the power 1. E to the power 1 or e is same. So e to the power anything will be positive. So negative into positive. Negative plus minus into plus will be minus always. So it means this value will be less than 0. Correct? So it means for this reason we got f dash x is less than 0. Less than 0. Correct? Less than 0. Correct. Now we have to check for increasing. So now we checked for all three regions. Now coming to our question. Our question was fx is increasing. Since you will write, since fx is increasing. So f dash x will be greater than 0. Increasing means greater than 0. Decreasing if they told, then less than 0. here it is increasing. Increasing means greater than 0. Greater than 0 means in which region value is greater? So this is lesser, so this I will not consider. This is lesser, I will not consider. This is greater, so this region I will consider. This region means 0 to 2. So x value is between 0 to 2. Correct? Since it is telling increasing, so you can include these values. Okay? Correct? So this will be our answer. Okay? So I hope you understood. I explained in detail, okay, step by step. Okay. Now, we'll come to the next question. Question number 28. Okay, this is different type of question and this is somewhat easier than previous one. Find the slope of the tangent to the curve y equal to x cube minus x plus 1 at the point whose x coordinate is 2. Okay. So, given curve is y is equal to x cube minus x plus 1 and slope of the line we studied that that slope of, if any curve, then slope will be dy upon dx at, if it is asking at any point, so at x equal to o, this will be our slope. We understood this, correct? So for this, first we need to find dy upon dx. Okay, so dy upon dx. So what will be dy upon dx? This is very simple. X cube derivative will be 2x square and minus x will be 1 will be 0. So this will be our, 3x square, correct? 3x square. So this will be x cube derivative will be 3x square minus 1. So this will be our derivative. Now we have to find at x coordinate at 2, means x value is given as 2. So we have to find slope. So slope, you can write like this: slope at x equal to 3 is nothing but x equal to 2, slope at x equal to 2, So slope at x equal to 2 means dy upon dx at x equal to 2. And dy upon dx value is 3x square minus 1 value at x equal to 2. So at x equal to 2 means just you will put the x value as 1. So 3 into 2 square minus 1. 3 into 2 square means 3 into 4 minus 1. 3 into 4, 12. 12 minus 1, 11. That will be your answer. 11 will be your answer. So this is the easy question. So this is the slope of tangent, you will remember. Slope of tangent will be dy upon dx at x equal to a. X point will be given, so a is given as 2. So just you will put the x value as 2 in dy upon dx. Okay. So I hope you understood. Correct. Now coming to the question number 29. What is the question number 29? Find the slope of the normal. Here normal. So you know, in any like tangent, this is tangent, this will be normal, correct? Normal to this. So normal and tangent will be perpendicular, you know, correct? I am taking the example of circle. You can take any curve. Okay. So this is tangent and this is called normal. Normal means perpendicular to the tangent. Perpendicular to the tangent will be normal. So we know if two lines are at perpendicular, then product of their slope will be, if suppose this one line is m1 slope, this line is m2 slope, so m1 into m2 is equal to minus 1. So slope of tangent, we just got to know that what is the slope of tangent. So slope of normal means m2 will be minus 1 upon m1. So just we have to find this. Ultimately we will find that slope of tangent, that is m1, and slope of normal will be minus 1 divided by slope of tangent. Slope of normal will be minus 1 divided by slope of tangent. Okay, so this you can remember as a formula also. Okay, if you don't want to remember these all things, so just you will remember that slope of normal will be minus 1 upon slope of tangent. Okay, so I am writing clearly, okay, so that you can write this as a formula. So you can write this as a formula that slope of normal to the any curve, obviously. Okay, I'm talking about any curve. Slope of normal is nothing but minus 1 divided by slope of tangent. And how to find the slope of tangent? Just now I told. Slope of tangent, just now I told. What is the slope of tangent? dy upon dx at x equal to a. Correct? This is the slope of tangent. So these two formula you can write. Okay? You can write these two as a formula. Okay? So slope of tangent is nothing but dy upon dx at x equal to a, because at any point, like here, the point is given as theta is equal to pi upon 4 and slope of normal is minus 1 upon slope of tangent. So I hope you understood the concept. Now we'll solve the question. Okay? Now, so clearly, but here if you will see, y as a function of x, it is not given. It is given as x as a function of theta and y as a function of theta. So you know how to find dy upon dx for this kind of function. Dy upon dx will be dy upon d theta divided by dx upon d theta. Correct? And again, this question can come in 5 marks or 3 marks also. Okay, this is not necessary that this will come in 2 marks, because solution will be a little bit lengthy. So it can come in 3 marks or 5 marks or 4 marks. Okay. So x is given as this, y is given as this. So we have to find the slope of normal, and slope of normal formula you know. So first target is find dy upon dx. So to find dy upon dx, first we will find dx upon d theta. So clearly dx upon d theta will be a and cos cube theta. So you will find first derivative with respect to theta of a cos cube theta, and since a is constant, so a will come odd, and cos cube theta. So cos cube theta, you will use chain rule. Cos cube theta means you can write like this. Okay, I will write one more step for you people so that you can understand easily. Cos cube theta, I can write like this, cos cube theta. And now I will use the chain rule. In chain rule, treat this as x. So x to the power cube. X to the power cube derivative will be 3x square. But it is not x, it is not x, it is cos theta. Correct? So in this way I will do a into this, you will treat as x, then x cube derivative will be 3x square. So 3x square, So but x, it is not x, it is cos theta. So instead of x, I will write cos theta. Correct? On cos theta square, you can write cos square theta. And then derivative of cos theta. Derivative of cos theta will be minus sin theta. Correct? So ultimately dx upon d theta you can write as, I will write here a, you can write here minus, I will write first minus 3a, then I will write sin theta, and cos theta square will be cos square theta. So this will be, I wrote here, okay, minus 3a cos theta, minus 3a sin theta cos square theta. This is our dx upon d theta. Now I am erasing this, I will use this space. Now I will find dy upon d theta. So dy upon d theta in the same way you will find. Correct? So d upon d theta of a sin cube theta. So I am writing directly. So this will be a, and sin cube theta will be 3 sin square theta. 3. Similarly, sin theta you will take 6. So 3x square, but it is not x, it is sin theta. So 3 sin square theta. And then sin theta derivative will be cos theta. Correct? I hope you understood this. Okay. Now, what we have to find? First we need to find dy upon d theta. So first I will find dy upon d theta. Sorry, dy upon dx. So dy upon dx is nothing but dy upon d theta divided by dx upon d theta. So dy upon d theta is 3a sin square theta and cos theta divided by dx upon d theta is minus 3a sin theta and cos square theta. Now here 3a got cancelled, and 1 sin theta will cancel with 1 sin theta, 1 cos theta will cancel with 1 cos theta. So ultimately you will get sin theta upon cos theta and minus. You can do by yourself, okay. So dy upon dx is nothing but, after calculation you will get minus sin theta upon cos theta, and sin theta I am writing one minus, numerator is sin theta, denominator is cos theta, and minus was there, so minus, and sin theta upon cos theta I can write as tan theta, correct. So dy upon dx we got as tan theta. So now first I will find the slope of tangent. So slope of tangent will be dy upon dx at here variable is x equal to, not x equal to, variable is theta, so I will use theta equal to pi upon 4. It is same thing, okay, at theta is equal to pi upon 4, because derivation result is in theta, okay, so no issue. So I will write tan theta not minus tan theta value at pi upon 4, theta is equal to pi upon 4. So minus tan theta value I will put as pi upon 4, and tan pi upon 4 value you know minus 1, sorry, tan pi upon 4 is 1, so minus 1, correct. So slope of tangent we got as minus 1. Now see, this is slope of tangent, and now we have to find the slope of normal. So just now we studied the slope of normal will be nothing but minus 1 upon slope of tangent, and slope of tangent we found minus 1, so minus 1 upon minus 1, minus cancel 1, so this will be our slope of normal, so 1 will be our answer. So this can come in 5 marks also, because solution is lengthy, okay. So just you have to practice, either it will come in 3 marks, then you will get 3 marks, if it will come in 5 marks, then you will enjoy, correct. Okay, now we'll come to the next question, question number 30. What is the question number 30? We have to find integration of x divided by e to the power x square dx. So obviously we have to find this. So if you will observe carefully, we solve this type of question, correct. So x square I will substitute as t. Clearly it is visible that if x square I will substitute as t, then derivative I will do derivative both sides, so 2x dx will be dt. I explained many questions of this type, so okay, so I am doing little bit fast. If you are not comfortable, then you can pick 1 or 2 video in the playlist, and you can practice those questions, okay. So I can write x dx as dt upon 2, because x dx I will write as dt upon 2, okay. So I can write x dx as dt upon 2 I am taking right side, so x dx is dt upon 2, and x square is t. So now I will replace the value here. So what I will get? This I will get as integration of x dx I will put as dt upon 2, so dt and upon 2, and e to the power x square I will put as t, so e to the power t, correct, and half will be outside, and derivative of e to the power t, not e to the power t, e to the power minus t, because e to the power t below, so up will come e to the power minus t dt, correct. And now I will find integration. So integration is e to the power minus t divided by minus 1, correct, plus c, constant, free constant, correct. So if I will simplify this, then minus 1 upon 2, and e to the power minus t. So e to the power minus, and t value I will replace as x square, because t was intermediate constant. I took in question x square, x is given, so I will replace the t value as x square. So e to the power minus x square plus c, this will be your answer. Minus 1 upon 2 into e to the power minus x square plus c, this will be your answer, integration result. Okay, so I hope you understood. Now we'll move to the next question. We have to evaluate this. we have to evaluate x into e to the power x square dx. So it is similar, but it is definite integral and it is not in division, it is in. So here also we'll follow the same step. X square I will put as t. So let x square is t. So if x square is t, then 2x dx will be dt, or x dx will be dt upon 2. X dx will be dt upon 2. So x dx you will put as dt upon 2, correct? And this x square you will put as t, correct? So now, since this is definite interval, so I will convert this. This is also in, since x is 0. So if x is 0, then if x is 0, then t will be also tends to 0. If x is 0, then t tends to 0, correct? Limit will also change, correct? Either you can put limit like this or you can do, I am putting here. So if x is 0, then t will be 0. If x is 1, then t will be, t is 1, x square means 1 square, so 1 square, so t will be also 1, correct? Okay, so now this integration will become integration of lower limit is 0 and upper limit is 1, it is same, okay? T is 0, t is 1, okay? Now this x dx will be dt upon 2, so dt upon 2 and e to the power x square will be e to the power t, correct? Now I will simplify, half will come out, so half will come out, and e to the power t dt integration will be e to the power t dt integration will be e to the power t only, e to the power t. And now I will put lower limit as 0, upper limit as 1. So now put half e to the power 1, first you will put upper limit, so t value is 1, minus half e to the power lower limit means 0, so you will put 0. E to the power e means e, and minus half e to the power 0 means 1. Any number 0 power is 1, so half. So half you can take constant, so half e minus 1, this will be your final answer. Half into e minus 1, this will be your final answer for this question, correct? So just I used the substitution method, and this was definite integral, so I changed the limit also. I changed the limit from x to t. How I will change the limit? When x value is 0, then I will check that what is the value of t. So if x is 0, then t will be x square. X square means 0 only. 0 square is 0. When x is 1, then t will be 1 square. 1 square means 1. So t value will be also 0 and 1. Lower limit is 0, upper limit is 1. So just rest is simple. Now we'll move to the next question, question number 32. So what is the question number 32? We have to find this integration. Integration of e to the power x sec x 1 plus tan x dx. Okay. So how we'll solve this? So first I am separating. I'm opening the bracket. So e to the power x sin sec x into 1 will be e to the power x sec x and dx, plus integration of e to the power x sec x tan x dx, e to the power x sec x tan x dx. I separated. Now I am telling this as I1 and this as I2. So on this whole I am taking I, correct? So I can write I is equal to I1 plus I2, and we have to find the value of I, correct? So now I will do separately. First I will find I1, then I will find I2. So first I am finding I1. Okay. So I1 means integration of e to the power x sec x dx. And clearly this is two terms. This is u and this is v. So u into v formula I will use. And what is the formula for u into v? u into v dx, integration, not differentiation. Integration will be, what is the integration formula? U, then integration of v dx minus integration of du upon dx, I think you remember this formula, and integration of v dx and whole integration, correct? This was the formula, and you have to choose u and v accordingly. Just you have to see that which integration you can find easily and which differentiation you can do easily. So integration we have for v. So I will take v as e to the power x, because I know integration will be e to the power x only, and sec x integration we don't know, so we'll not take this as v. Otherwise we cannot find the integration of sec x, correct? That is not easy, correct? So I will take sec x as v, because sec x derivative we know. What is the sec x derivative? Sec x derivative is sec x into tan x, that we know. Sec x derivative is sec x into tan x, okay? So I will use this formula. By using this formula I am writing, correct? By using this formula I am writing. Now v I will write as it is in first step, v as it is, and integration of v dx. So integration of v means e to the power x dx, correct? And minus whole integration of derivative of u. Derivative of u means u is sec x. So derivative of u, you can write directly also. Derivative of u means derivative of sec x. I am writing one more step for you people. You can write directly sec x tan x, no issue. And integration of v dx. V means e to the power x. E to the power x dx. And whatever the result I will got for this, I will do whole integration of this. So first we have to solve this, then I will do integration, okay? So using this formula I wrote. Now I will simplify. So if I will simplify, so first term is sec x, and e to the power x integration is e to the power x only. So I will write e to the power x, and minus this will be derivative of sec x will be sec x tan x, in bracket obviously sec x tan x, and this will be e to the power x integration will be e to the power x only, and derivative of this. Now if you will observe carefully, sec x tan x into e to the power x dx, this is same as I2. I2 is nothing but e to the power x sec x tan x dx. So this is nothing but I2. This is same as I2, okay? So what I can write? I can write left side is I1 is equal to sec x into e to the power x minus I2. Okay, this is I2, correct? So I will write this as I2. Now this I2 I will take in left side. So left side will be I1 plus I2. Left side will be I1 plus I2 is equal to sec x e to the power x. And what we have to find? We have to find I that is I1 plus I2. It means I1 plus I2 means I value is nothing but sec x e to the power x and plus c you will write free, correct? So this will be your answer, sec x into e to the power x plus c. So your answer will be, I will write here clearly, I is, you can write e to the power x sec x plus c, okay? Sec x into e to the power x or e to the power x into sec x plus c, correct? So this will be our answer. So you will watch 1 or 2 times, then you will understand, okay? Now we'll come to 33, okay? This will be the last question for this video, okay? Then remaining question we'll discuss in next video. So we have to find log x to the square upon x dx. This is very easy. Just you have to take log x as x, substitute, let log x as x. How we are choosing which we have to take as t? because log x derivative will be 1 upon x. So if I will take log x as t, so log x dx means 1 upon x dx will be dt. So just you have to develop that common sense, okay, little bit. Then only you can solve this type of question. So log x will be log x, then both sides you will derive. So log x derivative will be 1 upon x dx is equal to dt, correct? And I am expecting that you are following the previous videos, so that this is not tough for you people, okay, if you are following each video. If you are not following, then I am putting the playlist link in the description. You can watch all the videos, okay. So log x is equal to t I took, so 1 upon x dx is dt. So 1 upon x dx you will replace as dt, correct? So this you can write as log x you will replace as t square, and 1 upon x dx you will replace as dt. So this is simple, t square dt using the formula, which formula? X to the power n dx formula. Integration is x to the power n plus 1 divided by n plus 1. So using this formula you can write as t 2 plus 1 divided by 2 plus 1 plus c, correct? So t cube divided by 3 plus c. And now just replace the value of t as log x, because t was intermediate constant, so t you will replace as log x. So final answer will be log x to the power whole cube divided by 3 plus c. This will be your final answer, correct? So I hope you understood till here. Okay, so we'll discuss the remaining question in the next video, okay.